Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are enjoying a fantastic Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. Let me quickly move my cup out of the way before I do hit it over. But how are we? Hopefully, everyone is having a good day. Of course, obviously, plenty of new faces here, obviously, from yesterday. So, again, very much appreciate that from all the support as well. Again, I know that plenty of people have looked at the video last night. So, again, massive appreciation of that as well. But we're here to talk about something a bit different tonight, of course. Not really concerning Liverpool, but it does concern Liverpool's owners. Of course, FSG looking at potentially buying, of course, Bordeaux. Of course, the iconic French team. We would say, again, kind of a sleeping giant in that sense. Again, as we know from previous seasons, again, obviously, going back 10 years ago or 10 plus years ago, but in the Champions League and so on as well. And it looks like FSG are opening up their portfolio to potentially, sign another football team. And again, we'll get your guys' thoughts on it as well, get my thoughts on it, because again, it could be interesting for Liverpool, of course, with Liverpool looking for a multi-club system. Does that, does Bordeaux include in that bracket? Again, we will have a look at all of the details anyway. But again, let me know all of you are in the comments down below as well. Evening to Doug as well. Hopefully, you had a good birthday, mate. Hopefully, you've had a really good day, I should say. But Ali as well, hello, saying, hi, Connor. Are you watching the Spain v France Euro game tomorrow? It's today, isn't it? I think it's this is why we're early. Yeah, I think it's at 8 o'clock. Is it a chat? The France Spain game. I might be wrong, but I think it is. But yeah, I will be watching it. I won't be doing a watch along or anything like that. We may do something around the final, but again, just more looking forward now to, of course, obviously pre-season. We might do watch-alongs during pre-season because again, it's not everyone has Liverpool TV, which again most likely is where you're going to be able to watch all the games. Obviously, people can find streams and so on, but we may do something around, of course, pre-season and so on. Anyway, but again, let me know all of you are tonight. Anyway, saying yes tonight. Yeah, it is tonight. Thank you, Doug. At 8 p.m. and as well, I've had a good day with that. It's good to hear that as well. Anyway, but we will kickstart straight into the news then. Of course, the guest that we had on last night, James Pearce, coming out and saying that Liverpool owner Fenway Sports Group confirm they are in talks over possible takeover of France club Bordeaux. They say it's in early stages of dialogue and engagement. Of course, that's the view from the Athletic and of course James Pearce. Dave Powell as well from the Liverpool Echo saying Liverpool's owners Fenway Sports Group have confirmed that they are in talks over a potential move for to sign Bordeaux. Early stages, explorative talks, then I should say, as well. And of course, people automatically think, where is it in the stages? Supposedly, it's very, very early stages. Of course, Bordeaux has also brought out their statement, which we're going to take a look at as well. And I'll quickly read out to you guys. As well, but it does seem it is very, very early stages, but it will probably intensify, obviously, due to the circumstances at Bordeaux at the present moment in time. Of course, it does look like that they are financially in a complete wreck. According to reports, and just taking a brief look very quickly. Again, they need to sort things out before the end of the month, or they could end up facing relegation to the third tier of French football, which again, I think that might be the first time in their history that they've been that low in competition as well. But again, we'll read out quickly the Bordeaux statement as well. You guys can see that again, it is translated from French to English. So again, apologies if there is anything that doesn't make quite sense with this anyway. But it does say that SC Bordeaux continues its discussions with Fenway Sports Group with a view to the DNCG appeal committee. During the hearing on June 27th, the DNCG issued a stay of proceedings for FC Bordeaux in order to provide all the necessary guarantees for the financing of the 24-25 season. For the moment, the process of the file has led the DNCG to pronounced the relegation of the club to the National Championship 1, which is the French league's version of course, the third tier of French football. The club is appealing this decision and now has the time necessary to finalise one of the options which will guarantee funding for next season. As such, the project to sell a majority share of the capital to Fenway Sports Group was presented this morning to the DNCG in the presence of its representatives, and we are working hand in hand with them as part of the pursuit of negotiations and due diligence. So again, if they're able to sell the club or the majority of the club, again, they won't be relegated, but as things stand, they will get relegated to the third tier of French football. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Again, it's, of course, plenty of conversation around, does it involve Liverpool, in terms of, again, the multi-club structure. Again, we'll get into a bit of more detail on that. But again, for Bordeaux, it's one of these situations where, again, poor ownership has just completely destroyed, behind the scenes. Again, French football in terms of financing isn't really the best neither. Like, again, I think even as as we're recording this, again, the TV deals have been up in the air. Obviously, Kylian Mbappe leaving PSG. Obviously, there's been a big, massive conversation of, again, how attractive French football is and how pretty much how football in France is suffering a little bit. Of course, it's suffered a lot since the pandemic and so on. But again, it does seem like, again, similar to what we've seen in England in terms of, again, owners not taking care of teams, and it does very much seem that's the case again. It looks like that, the Bordeaux majority owner, or the main owner, looks like he's completely run them dry. Again, there's reports of different amounts of debt that they're in. I think it's close to around 100 million euros that they are in debt at the present moment in time. Of course, FSG coming in, it would most likely be a similar project to Liverpool in that sense. Again, obviously, like a sleeping giant in that sense, where they could try and flip things around there, and obviously try and get them back into European football. Most importantly, of course, get them back into the top tier of French football. Which of course will be the main aim for the club as well. And of course, if FSG was to come in as well, that would be, of course, their main aim. We know, certainly from a Liverpool's perspective, that in particularly, like, again, as we've seen from FSG in the past, they've wanted to accelerate Liverpool's portfolio 100 miles an hour, because we've seen how they've been able to gasp onto the fact that Liverpool, again, have gone from where we was 10, 15 years ago to now being only behind Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United in clubs, in a club value state. Again, the fact that Liverpool under FSG are worth around £4 billion, of course, success brings a lot of money in that aspect. But again, they've pretty much seen it and gone, can we do this with another club potentially? And that might be the case again with Bordeaux. But again, the French football and the French league, it's very complex, where money's, of course, a lot different compared to the Premier League. But again, they would probably think that they could do it, of course, again. So it's an interesting situation to be around as well, because, of course, like I mentioned, is it going to be a part of Liverpool's system? Of course, from David Ornstein and James Pearce, of course, via Anfield Sector, say that any team purchased by FSG would be a standalone entity having no direct connections to Liverpool, with a desire within the ownership of any club they buy to maintain its independence and identity. So again, would not be a stepping stone club, similar to, again, pretty much Chelsea in that sense. Again, when you look at the way they've handled the Strasbourg situation, of course, Strasbourg fans, obviously, I think a few have been quite upset for how Chelsea and obviously that ownership has dealt with the football club, like more or less, again, getting Vieira to manage them and pretty much sending all of Chelsea's wonder kids, if you want to say that, to the football club and trying to obviously do it that way. Of course, it hasn't really progressed them in that sense, and they haven't gone in their own way and their own identity. Liverpool might benefit from certain situations where, again, if Bordeaux was to get into the French league and Liverpool have a few youngsters, Liverpool may send them out on loan. You never know, but it's not going to be a direct feed the club then, if that makes sense. And again, that might be the right way around it. Again, obviously Bordeaux is a big French club. Again, just taking a look at the owners, again, I know they haven't won anything in quite some time, but again, you do look at it in football sense, and just quickly looking out, the French Cup they won back in 2012, 2013. Again, obviously, the last time they won the French league, I think, was back in 2009. I think it was 2008, 2009. So, obviously the current manager of Bordeaux, as well as Alberto Riera, of course, former Liverpool player, which, again, I think in 2008, 2009, he was playing for Liverpool on the left wing. So, again, it's similarities there in that sense, but it's also, again, something where FSG want to extend their portfolio, but again, is it going to be something similar where we see that, and does it benefit Liverpool, or does it disadvantage Liverpool? We're not so sure. I would say it will benefit Liverpool long term potentially, but obviously there is that main focus then of, is the entire focus away from the football club? I'm not so sure with that anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts on the situation as well. I've had enough of this. No money for transfers, but put 2.5 billion into a new football team. I'm done, says Daryl. Great way, Daryl. But are you watching the Liverpool Real Betis game? What is it streaming on? I think it's LFC TV. Ali, I would be surprised if it's not on there, but I think it is anyway. But Dal says, no ambition, top four. Their aim every season. We need players or no top four. Simple as that's my grasp as why the superhuman Edwards is back, and no Klopp, no pulling power. I think we got pulling power. I would disagree with that slightly. Again, obviously last night we heard from James Pearce. I think it's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it? I think, again, it's frustrating a little bit the fact that Liverpool haven't signed anyone, but I do think Liverpool will sign 3 or 4 players still. But it'll be towards the end of August, the end of July and August. I don't see Liverpool in the next week making a signing. I'd be surprised, but of course, once the Copa America is over and the Euros, then again, we might see some benefit of that anyway. But speaking, going back onto obviously FSG as well, this report I thought was very interesting as well from The Athletic, saying there is no sense that FSG's ambitions end with purchasing a European club. FSG have also looked at opportunities in the South American market. Now, we've said this for so long when we chat that why aren't Liverpool or any interested in South American team or South American players in that sense? And we've always said why. Like, again, we've seen so many South American talent come through. Obviously, different teams have signed, obviously, players for high amounts of money. You look at Chelsea, for example, obviously signing Enzo Fernandez, signing Moises Caicedo. But you look at other teams that have gone out in that market as well. Brighton, for example, like look at McAllister, for example. Like, again, they got Alexis McAllister for an absolute steal. And Liverpool should be a part of that market. But the FSG model is, I think the perfect example is Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott, by the age of 17, 18, I played over 100 games, club level, and that's what FSG look for. Again, if you've got a youngster who hasn't played, anywhere near the amount of games that they require, again, it's very rare that Liverpool go for them. And again, obviously, it differs and it varies because, again, look at that new kid that Liverpool supposedly supposed to sign, that young kid that we were speaking about yesterday. It could very well be that Liverpool will look at somebody and again take a gamble on someone, but the general sense is they'll go for data and they'll go for a stable player to go for. And it could be again with a team that, again, I can't remember which Ricky did say about the South American team that's available at the minute. I'm not sure who it is, but again, if there's an opportunity that Liverpool, signs a Brazilian team or any other team in South America and can do business like that, then that would be great. Because again, we hear so many times of, again, look at Real Madrid, Valverde, supposedly Liverpool looked at him. Rodrigo, Liverpool apparently had a deal agreed with him, and of course he went to Real Madrid instead. It's these types of situations where Liverpool miss out on so many youngsters and so many people that if they do then go on to sign a club in Brazil, again, that'll be perfect. But it's also that I don't think they're gonna, they're being rumored to it, but I just don't think Liverpool will jump on that bandwagon, if that makes sense. Because again, certainly FSG, because again, there's so many different rumors at the minute that they're looking for, an NBA team. They're looking at investing, money in golf, football, and this, that, and the other. They're not going to just completely separate the ideas of where they're going. Now, supposedly the NBA team has been around for ages, and obviously the Boston Celtics are available. They may go in for them. They might do a few other bits and pieces as well. But it's certainly in the football world, it definitely looks like, again, I think the Bordeaux stuff will be true. And I do think it will be done more or less in the next 2 weeks, because again, Bordeaux is that much in trouble. They'll want to get that situation sorted ASAP. And I think in the next 2 weeks, that will be a conversation around that as well. I think it will be advanced. But judging from all the information, at the minute, it's in early stages, but again, it looks like it could just wrap up very, very quickly because of how badly they're in trouble with Bordeaux as well. Because again, I thought it was last season Bordeaux got relegated. It wasn't. It was 2 seasons ago, which again isn't great for a club like that, who's been up there winning league titles, competing in Champions League tournaments and so on as well, and you're competing very highly in European football. Again, like I used that word, a sleeping giant. It does very much feel like that as well. And again, it would perfectly fit that narrative that, again, that FSG could do the same with Bordeaux, what they've done with Liverpool, and take them back to the top. And of course, there's different measures with that, because again, Liverpool are very lucky in getting a manager like Jurgen Klopp, for example. But if they could do that with them, then again, that would be another achievement, which again will rack up the money in the portfolio as well. Anyway, but let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments anyway on again the matter, because I think, again, look, it won't affect Liverpool. It'll be completely separate, but again, obviously people will go on about transfers and about why Liverpool ain't doing this, why they ain't doing that. I think, again, Liverpool will do business before the end of the window, but again, it won't be a huge amount. But again, that is also taking a risk as well with certain individuals with the team. But I think, again, it could just be Liverpool could go on a crazy week and just sign 2 or 3 players and then sell a 1 or 2. That's what might happen anyway. But we'll talk about that tomorrow anyway. Again, we might go live tomorrow speaking about it, because again, you look at it, England are playing tomorrow. Everyone's going to be freaking out about that if they get through to the final, which, Jesus Christ, imagine. Anyway, but I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, just a quick video speaking on the Bordeaux situation. I think they will sign them. I think how badly in trouble they are, I do think Bordeaux is very would be a good project for them to push them up. But again, it's all about will it be ifs or buts in the conversations to buy them, and again, how much are they going to buy them for? I think, again, people have said around 250 million. That might be true, but it's going to take a while before they get, of course, into the aspect of, again, being back into the top flight of French football, being in around, again, the money in that sense, and obviously being a profitable team. It's going to take some time if they was to take them over, but again, they might do what they did with Liverpool and just completely switch it. And of course, in French football, again, a sustainable team, sustainable club behind the scenes again is a good structure to have as well. And I think FSG would do that as well. But again, there is a question mark of whether or not it's going to affect Liverpool. I don't think it will. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Anyway, of course, obviously, if you're watching the Euros as well, of course, it's going to be exciting game tonight. Again, I'm looking forward to it. But even North Reds also saying even a tighter budget this summer, FL spending gangsters for God's sake. Plus he will be second choice at Betis and get game time. You won't at Liverpool. Yeah, I think you're about Adrian. I think again he's gonna. He will definitely play football next season. Liverpool, he would have been third choice again, and yeah, he wouldn't have played football. I think it's a good move for him, and hopefully he does do well out in Betis anyway. But yeah, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have liked the video, please do hit the share button as well. Thank you to all the support as well from yesterday's video. I know that a lot of people have interacted with it, so again, very much appreciate that as well. Again, you guys like the journos on, we may try and get more and more throughout the summer to get again different views and different opinions, of course. So we'll work on that. We might even get James Pierce back on before the end of the transfer window as well. Get it on transfer deadline day anyway. But if I don't see you tomorrow, it will be the next day. Make sure you check out the videos tab as well, because we will be posting different things from yesterday as well. There's going to, of course, different things that we were talking about. There's going to be up on the channel. So make sure you check that out. So hit the notification bells to remind yourself when we go live. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.